All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, if such a thing exists. Well, it should be happy. Most everybody's off for spring break, you know, so should be happy. Welcome, I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B. As always, today, Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream, Nukers 52. We're departing from Cincinnati-Northern, Kentucky, and we're heading to South Bend, Indiana, home of the world famous University of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. So yeah, when I was planning today's flight over the weekend, I noticed Cincinnati proper is across the river. They have a municipal airport right there, which is where we should have headed to instead of here because this is in Kentucky still. So it handles the all the flights for Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. It's actually in Covington, Kentucky, or that's what they say it is, but I don't know. But anyway, we're departing from 1-8 left. We're gonna head out a little bit. We'll make a long right turn, get back in line with our we're heading to our lone VOR DME, right? No, it's a Vortac. I'm sorry, not a VOR DME. We're heading all the way up. It's like 110 nautical miles, this first leg. Right there. At Kokomo Municipal. Yeah. Vortac. And then we turn and continue to head a little bit more to the north. Northwest ish, and we'll come in on runway 27 left right there, and then we'll be done for the day. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Should have more than enough fuel to get there. I think what I'll do is I'll add just a little bit more just to be on the safe side. We're not paying for the gas. It's all right. So that's what we got going on today. Thursday, I may not do a flight. I may just do something like Train Sim World 3. Because I'm just kind of thinking ahead. Because tomorrow's my first day of physical therapy. My arm is probably going to be very sore. So I think by Thursday at least I'll be able to. I could do Train Sim World 3, and then Friday we'll try a flight. If it's still too painful by Friday, we'll just do a Train Sim World 3 stream on that Friday as well. But we'll see how we get on with it. And morning, Bex. How are you? Uh, nice to see you here. There we go. So yeah, that's what we got for today. It says 2.5 hours. I think we'll get there in about 2, maybe less. Because we have 100. Good, glad to hear it. We have 110 nautical miles, and then once we pass that Vortac, we have 72 nautical miles. So yeah, that's what we're looking at for today. So let's see what else. Trying to think what other. So if you're not on the Discord, so basically, so from here, next time we fly the Junkers, we're gonna go over here to this little airport, Willow Run, and then we're gonna go down to Akron. We're gonna kind of zigzag. We are gonna have to skirt through. I think we're gonna land in Syracuse, and then we're gonna go on into New Hampshire, up into Maine. Once we get to Bangor, Maine, right here, then it's gonna be one. I think we have to get somewhere down in here, and it's all. Good morning, Joseph. Uh, it's going to be a bunch of short flights. So once we get into the realm of the short little flights, then I'm just going to go. We're just going to get it all done in one sitting. Now, what I realized, kind of checking, get the rest of the flights done. I did not. I skipped over New Jersey, the state of New Jersey. So we're gonna have to go. We're gonna once we're, I think, down here somewhere. We're gonna go all the way to Trenton, and then from Trenton we're gonna go back to JFK. So, yeah, I totally when we first started, what I should have done is gone from JFK to Trenton to Philadelphia, and then on. So, yeah, that was my mistake. I didn't. I think we will have gone to all lower 48 states once we get back to JFK. So, so yeah, we got it's coming to an end, and I'm already kind of planning ahead as to what will happen next, what other flying tours and whatnot we may do. Um, so we'll see. Lots of places we haven't flown, or uh, you know, I like to go get some more exploring done elsewhere around the world. It's either going to be I'm debating on whether or not we go down here, the lower Pacific Islands, the South Pacific. If we just do a bit of island hopping, perhaps, or if we go and it wouldn't be in the DC-3 or the Twin Beach. We may do it in the Caribou. We may just do flights along Africa. But the problem is that there's areas where there's you know, no airport to get to, you know. So I don't know that I could do a Caribou because there wouldn't be, unless I find, and it's possible to do it on small strips if we find them, like this one here. I could land there, most likely in the Caribou. But would I have enough distance to go from, it becomes a distance thing. So, but we'll see. That's all still to come. I just have to think about it and try to come up with a reasonable plan and all that. So, weather's already set. We are on the Southeast Asia server. There you go. There's the ocular proof. Today's route is and our server, of course. There's that. And today's flight brought to you by Parasocks Airline. Pair of socks, just because you have a pair of socks does not mean they have to match. Airline CEO Scruffy Tam will show you his mismatched socks. All you have to do is ask him. He's got a camera on his feet. He'll show you his socks of the day. All you got to do is ask him. And let's see what else. We got about 6 minutes before we start. If you have time, folks, and I talked about this yesterday in my impromptu the other day in my impromptu video from the Division 2. I just want to reiterate that is not going to be a featured game on this channel. It was just more of providing some information to a friend of mine who's getting back into the game, to some stuff that maybe he wasn't aware of. But Captain RS did do a fundraiser for the Fly Lilo organization, who helps disabled gamers with or disabled people with gaming and other things that they can do to kind of give them a sense of inclusivity and belonging and things like that. So if you know somebody who's disabled and you think it's a program that would help them out, let me give them a shout out. This is their Twitch channel. There you go. And then if you want more information, you can contact them through there. They have should have all their social media links and whatnot. But they do have disabled gamers who do flight simming. If you can help them out in any way, or if you know somebody who needs help with something like that, that may give them a better quality of life or something, uh, it, talk with them and they'll see what they can do to help you out. Okay. They did, I think, whatever Captain Arsh had set the goal for the fundraiser, it was met during the 10-hour stream that he did yesterday. So, yeah, it's fantastic. So, yeah, good people. They're doing what they can to help people who are disabled be a part of something, and give them. So if you can give them a follow, check out what they do, uh, you know, or like I was talking with the Roberta who does he heads that up. Um, he said that so money does help, but they're also looking for people who might be able to help out. And if anybody knows anybody who is disabled that they think that they would benefit from something like what they do, just get in touch with him and he'll see what he can do. Okay. So yeah, do give him a follow, check them out. Good stuff, good people doing good things. So let's see what else. Yeah, we'll start with that. So yeah. All right, about less than just under 3 minutes, we'll spawn in, get the aircraft set up, and be on our way. 11350. Okay. Somebody remember that number. 11350. Let's see what else. Can't think of anything else to really talk about. Guess we'll see what comes up during the flight. You never know. I don't know why it does that. It disappears. The name of the air, one of the name of the airports tends to see there it went again. I don't know. One of those strange things. Anyway, we know where we're taking off from. It's all good. All right. I think I want to use this opportunity. I'm going to refill my water, make a quick trip to the little captain's room. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll advance the time a little bit depending on how it looks once we spawn in on the runway there. We may advance the time maybe about half an hour or so, and then we should have enough light in the sky to have a nice morning flight. We may just leave it the way it is. We'll see. Never know. You never know. Ooh. All right, let's get that on. Zoom out once. Go, there's that. So 11350, I believe it was. Don't believe we're going to get a signal on that. We'll see. Let's see what else do we have here. Where's that? We need the taxi lights or the wing lights on. Let's have a look outside here real quick. Okay. So let's get a set of flaps down first. Take off. There we go. All right. There's that. Hey, Infidel Farman, how are you? Nice to see you here. I just want to verify my frequency before we depart. 1350. Perfect. That's it. All right. All right. Let me set the controller down. Let's grab the flight stick here. Get the brakes off. Alrighty, let's do this. Oh, come on, really? You're gonna do this to me now? Alright, oop. And away we go. Stay on the runway heading as much as possible. And what we could do. Let's see. There we go. Make it a little bit easier to see. Basically, that's the ILS, I believe. There we go. That runway. First heading will be on to 331. Alright, there we go. We got our needles pointing us in the right direction. 111 nautical miles. Alright. Ooh, oh boy. Yeah, see. So I tried to adjust the trim. All right. Nice steady climb. Go. Look at that. Look at that. At the street lights. And it looks like there's a stadium down there. Look at that. Oh, baseball diamonds. Must be for Little League. Or softball tournaments. Alright. Let's get a nice picture out here. There's our airport behind us. And there we go. Ooh, Ooh, I like that too. Look at that. Get a couple shots here. There we go. Do a couple things. Let's get over here and add some heat in the carbs. I forgot to do that before we took off. That, and we also we can pull the mixture back there. It's gonna do. That's there we go. All right, boy, we are getting off track here now. Let's back to the left there, smidge. More than a smidge, actually. Hey, Paradox, how are you? Good morning. Just, done. Oh. I just gotta remember to keep an eye on the controller, because if it goes to sleep, then I won't be able to talk to you guys. And we were like, what happened to Uncle B? Nice to see y'all here. I know it's Monday. I know it's spring break. Many people have already started their vacations over the weekend. Just getting up. That's all right. Oops. I did not want to do that. I was just trying to adjust my flight stick a little bit so it's not too uncomfortable for me. Third picture. In fact, since I've got the Xbox app on the phone, download the pictures from Discord. Keep an eye on lane there so it doesn't go too far out of. All right. I see your flight's being logged. Okay, so Paradox, what I do is after I complete the flight, I have to go in and do a manual report, the manual PIREP. And so then, like either Scruffy or Mr. Shies or Infidel Fireman, they have to go in and approve the flight that I completed it and all that. Of course, if there's any question, I can, if I stream it, they can always go back and yeah, Huckabee did this flight today. So that's how. Yeah, it's a manual input that I have. That's the only way I can do it. So yeah, that's. But there's I think only Scruffy, Mr. Shies, and Fireman can approve the flight that I completed it. So that really counts for if I'm trying to do an achievement or something like that. That's the only way. That's the main thing. But otherwise, it's just like, I know, like, if any of them are super busy, it may take a few days before they get to it. It's fine. It's not the end of the world, So I'm not gonna blow Scruffy's DMs up or post excessively in the Discord. Why am I not getting away? Like at first I wasn't getting them because there was there seemed to be a bit of a glitch, but it got all sorted and all that. So it's fine. All right, we have 88 nautical miles to our VORDME, or VORTAC, not a VORDME. A VORTAC there. So, no, I enjoy it. I'm glad to be a part of it because I started off on Firefly Air. Viper Strike was the one that told me about FS Hub, and I was like, well, how does and he said just do this and this, but being a part of the virtual airline on the ground floor was a lot better, because most people that have been flying with Firefly, they've been doing it for a lot longer than I've been flying and a lot longer than I've been streaming. So it's kind of like, I not that I want to resign from Firefly, but I do more for Parasox, I think, than I do for Firefly. I could, but they said it's not necessary. I asked about that when I joined Firefly, like, when I wasn't getting my stuff approved, I'm like, do I need to show like a completion or, what do I need to show? And they're like, no, it's fine. It's just that I don't think, because most everybody that flies on Two-Tone Murphy, most everybody's on the PC, so it's an automatic thing. They don't have to worry about it. So, but because they have so many people, it's easy to get kind of lost in the sauce, so to speak. So I just, with Parasox, if it goes beyond a week or two and my stuff hasn't been approved, then I might send them a message. But generally within the same day or later that day, my manual report will be approved by somebody, and I get credit for the flight, even though it's not a Parasox route per se. I am flying under their banner, so to speak. I'm happy to be a part of Scruffy's virtual airline. But yeah, I think I kind of get the feeling that a lot of the people that fly for Two-Tone's virtual airline, the Fireflies, have been flying together for quite some time, and they're all on the PC, and so there's less of a headache, I guess, with that. And if there's any issues with the PC, the automatic input from the PC, then that's you can get that sorted very easily. But for the Xbox folks, it seemed to be a new adventure that they weren't really thinking about, you know. So no, I'm very happy to be part of Scruffy's virtual airline. I can't remember the last time I flew for Firefly, to be honest. I was trying to bounce it between the two, but I'm just like, no, I just focus my flying efforts for one virtual airline. That should be more than enough. Am I descending? No, I'm still climbing barely. Okay. Alright, seems like we're... heading generally the right direction. Alright, here we are. Little minor corrections here or there. Let's just have a look outside here just to make sure we're not being followed. We're doing pretty good here. Just out of... Just gonna look at the that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's see. Alright, never mind. It's all good. I didn't know if there was another VOR or anything I could tune into that's right near no threatening fighter jets. No, none of that. Somebody, when I was watching, I think you were there, Paradox, watching Captain Arash's stream the other day. It was 10-hour, and somebody was like, "Oh, can I fly with you in an F-18 and all that?" And I don't. Somebody really wants to. I don't mind it. the only problem I have is that people tend to get a little over the top with it, and it gets, it's like they're, Scruffy was talking about, one person basically trying to kind of go over his plane, and you know it's a bit, I don't know. I don't. There's, if you want to just go buzzing by me, you're more than welcome to, but don't think that this is going to be your show either. You know, that's the only thing I don't particularly care for is all that. But some people, that's their way of getting attention. So it's just a bit. You know, but part of it too is now that I have a flight stick, it's like I feel like I got to spend more time on the flight, inside the flight deck here, not just although if I was going to take a break, I would put the view outside so that you could enjoy the sunrise and the clouds and all that. But generally, it's like I feel like I shouldn't be flying out here other than just to, let's just take a quick look around. We'll look at the sunrise. It's just zipping right past the clouds there. I love that. You do get a sense that you're actually flying, like there's a speed to it, not just, I get the sense of movement, So, yeah, it feels awkward if I stay out there too long. Now that I'm doing it with the flight stick, you know, it's like I gotta try to make those little adjustments here and there. But because I am it's like a new experience for me with a flight stick. So, all right, 67 nautical miles. But I also have to use, oops, see, I hit the wrong thumbstick here. I do have to use the controller, otherwise if the controller goes to sleep, then it's like then that's the only way I can talk to y'all, So there is a way to plug in a headset here, but I don't know how to mute the headset through the flight stick. So that's the only other thing. So like if I go to use, take a break or whatever, well, you know what I didn't do? I did not pick up my water. I left the water in the kitchen. I just looked over and I was like, oh, I need to drink some water. So I guess I need to go do that, right? I need to go get my water out the kitchen. Otherwise, it's like, what was the point of it all? All right. We're heading the right direction. I could, but then it's like I have all these cables, and then it's like if I get up, I'm worried that my feet are going to get tangled. I'm going to trip. I'm going to go right into the television. Bam, that's going to break, and then it's like, okay, now I have a whole, So the controller is wireless, but there is an option I could plug it in if I wanted to, but yeah, it's just like my flight stick is wired, but I don't. Like I said, part of the problem is if I plug in I'd have to have a headset where that has like a mute control on it. Something that I can mute it when I get up to go use the restroom or go to the kitchen or whatever. But this is the only way that I find that things work for right now. But that may change in the future. But let me set this down so I don't knock and step on it or whatever. I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna go grab my water. Alright, I'm back. I don't know why my throttle suddenly got bumped up there, but that's alright. It sounded like 54 nautical miles, almost 53. We're getting there. Someone just nosed over a bit. What's going on with that? Why am I suddenly dropping out? That was kind of weird. Huh. All right. Let's get back on my flight deck here. Oh. Definitely losing altitude still. Not a lot, but this coffee is not waking me up. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Paradox, you know. I know I have that feeling as well. Like I limit myself to 1 cup a day. I try to. Because if I have too much caffeine, then I already have sleeping problems as it is. But then if I drink too much caffeine, and that includes coffee as well as soda, then that doesn't help me either. So I try to limit my caffeine intake. But I know I'm miserable if I don't have at least 1 cup of coffee. Because there's days where I don't make any at all, and I just make an instant cup of coffee. I don't bother making a whole pot, or I just can't do that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done that before, like a long time ago when I was working as a security guard. I was working like a grave shift. And so I had this crazy notion that I would drink a whole pot of coffee before work. Oh my God, my headache was so bad. I was just like, oh. It was to the point that my headache was so bad I got nauseous and kind of like, felt like I was going to get sick. So, yeah, that was not a smart idea. Because some of the people, one of the guys I used to work with, who was like my shift supervisor, because they had like a little office there in one of the buildings, and so he'd be like, "Hey, why don't you go to the office, catch a little cat nap, keep the radio on, or stay by the phone. So if I call you for anything, it's right there." So I would do that, and then that would be enough to kind of get me over the hump. But part of it too was I would also, like on some of the Fridays, they would have like these huge potlucks, and so I'd have all this food, and so you're just kind of like, you start, your body's like, oh, I got all this food, I'm tired now, you know. So yeah, it was. Yeah, food coma. Yep, exactly. We do that. We'd go get, like when I was in Iraq, we'd go get midnight chow, come back, eat, put on a movie. Next thing you know, we're just zonked out. I miss working there. That was when I worked as a contractor security guard at Seagate. Yeah, it was Seagate. And every Friday, or not, I wouldn't say every Friday, every other Friday or so, maybe it was once a month. But anyway, they'd have like the grave shift would have they were like the swing going into graves. So it was almost like a split shift, I think, really. And so once all the big wigs had left for the day and all that, um, I don't know. I'm guessing. um, but yeah, they would have a big old potluck, and it was so yeah, I really enjoyed that. They'd always bring me a big plate of food. Oh, try this, and oh yeah, so yeah, it's good stuff. All right, 41 nautical miles. Still curious, why am I still losing a tad of altitude, but it's not like an excessive amount. Maybe that will slow it even more. Still. I just don't want to lose too much altitude too soon. So, yeah, I miss those potlucks. Lots of good food. I was really fortunate because I got to try food that I otherwise would not have been able to try. I think it was the first time I tried lumpia and all kinds of dishes. Yeah, it was just good stuff. Food from India, food from the Philippines, all kinds of stuff. Really enjoyed that. So, moist sheep ba. There's a sheep flying an F-14 over the UK. I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't know. I'm guessing you are. I'm guessing you're saying you're flying an F-14 over the UK. You're having fun. All right. Almost to our lone nav point there. And then we turn on the heading. One job I had, coworker's wife was learning to decorate cakes. Oh, oh wow. Yeah, I that would be a lot to do I have any other plans for today? at the moment, I can't think of anything that I'm going to do. I mean, I did my laundry yesterday, so got that done finally after a bit of procrastination on my part. And even though, so now we have two washers and two dryers, two cakes a week. Oh, that's too much for me. Maybe one cake a month, that would be perfect, but that's too much cake. I know some people like you can never have too much cake, but after a while it starts to. So yeah, I got my laundry done. I don't really. I don't know. I mean, because normally after I get done with the flying, then I would have my lunch, and then I would, start getting ready to hop on the farm with Mick. So you must have good metabolism paradox. That's the only thing. Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of cake. Now, see, if it was cupcakes, that would probably be preferable, but actual cakes, oof, that's a lot of sugar. Oh, Joseph, I don't want to know. That's too much information, young man. You do what you gotta do, but we don't all need to know your business. Joseph, stay off the battlefield. Stay off the FIFA. You don't you don't have to do something, Joseph. I don't think that's what Bex was trying to say. All right, 30 nautical miles. Yeah, you don't have. Because normally I would have I would get this uploaded to YouTube. Soccer is life. I used to enjoy watching matches, but no, I don't know. I don't follow it like I used to. Ooh, caught that sneeze just in time. I got myself muted before I did it too. Oof. No, cause yeah, it's used to be a pro. Ooh, I played in middle school. It was a summer league. I think before I started middle school. I can't remember, but it was like around about that time in my life that it was a summer league, and we were not well funded. We didn't have any sponsorship. We had a couple good players, but I was like the smallest kid on the team, and it was fun. It was interesting because I mean it was a big thing. You still had like the days of Pele, and Pele brought soccer to a lot of people, football, whatever you want to call it. It got a lot of kids interested in it. So yeah, I did it one summer. It didn't go very well. Our coach tried. He was a really good guy, but we just didn't have the funding, and we didn't have the. I think we played one season, and I don't think we made it the whole season even. Salt Lake approach. It must be. I was gonna say we're not anywhere near Utah. But yeah, it's just kind of weird that not having, mix on vacation, and I'm used to that little, you know, I I end the stream, eat a late breakfast or lunch, and then before I know it, it's time to get on the farm and start the stream with him on the farm, and um, so I don't know. It's kind of like a vacation for me. I'm not worried about all that right now. Uh, I mean, I don't. Yep, see, the controller went off. I was talking, all of a sudden it went. I had no sounds. Apologize about that. Um, I mean, if I played Div 2, I would not stream it. I'm trying not. I don't want to do that either. I don't want. Because a lot of people get very particular about violent video games. You know, it's my. Oh, I do too. I like because there's just stuff I can do on my own, and I know it sounds bad, and I've had this discussion. I know Joseph said, "Oh, play this, play," because it's all multiple. There's times where I don't mind running with a group of people, and there's times where it's just like I'd like to do my own thing, because I generally have pretty much everything I could possibly want in the game, with a few exceptions, but that's okay. I don't. It's not something that I'm like very, like I have to have this. Glenn told you. Say hello. Hello, Glenn. I'm a little bit creeped out by the fact that Glenn's a big boy. He can say hi for himself. If he can't, it's okay. I'm not, it's all good. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it past the flight today. I mean, I may get on Div 2, but again, I get that some people are like kind of interested in it now and watching me play, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. It's I don't know. Because part of it too is like if I stream it, I would be, because it's not a game that I normally stream. I'd be so focused on what I'm doing that I would ignore the chat, and then if people are asking questions, I would probably miss those. Not that I know that I would have the answers, but I don't know. Hello, Uncle Rob. Hurry up with PS5 so we can go golfing. Yeah, I know. It's still. I can get it. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know. Tell Glenn to get back to work. Oh, Glenn wants to be lazy at work. That's his prerogative. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it, but it's like, and it wouldn't, it would be here within a couple days or so, so it's not like I would be waiting a month or two or whatever. But it's kind of like, I want to, but I don't. Part of me says just do it, and part of me is like, nah. I know I won't regret it, Bex. It's just it's like I guess it's the feeling of knowing that you can get it, but it's like kind of also like, is it really? It's not like it's necessary, you know. It's not something I have to have. It's just something I want. But is it, am I wanting it for the right reasons, kind of thing? I guess, you know. Um, so Yeah, I just don't know. There are a lot of pros to it, being able to get on the farm with Mick a lot quicker, I think, would be a huge benefit. It wouldn't be the long drawn out process that it is right now with the multiplayer or on the cross platform stuff. So that would help out immensely. You know, um, so yeah, I don't know. I Glenn's on his lunch break. Why why are we getting reports about Glenn on his lunch break from Joseph? See, like when Bex is on her lunch break, Bex just comes in and says hello and says, "Oh, I'm on my lunch break, so I can't stay very long." Joseph, it's like you're Glenn's secretary or something. So yeah, there are some games on there that I know I would probably like to play. GT7 is one of them. It does seem, from what I understand, that the physics. Do I need to stop doing? No, no. But that's the thing is you're like, hey, I'm on my lunch break and just popping in to say hello. Glenn's got a Twitch account. He can say hello on Twitch. He could come in and say hi, and he's on his lunch break. You know. But I also know that that's not something that you do on every lunch break. You might have other things that you need to take care of during your lunch break. You know, that's fine. I understand that people have lives and they can't always be here. It's okay. I don't, you know, it would be wrong for me to hold that against people. Oh, you weren't in my stream. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. All right, 9.5 miles, nautical miles, I should say. On a heading of 356. No, I don't. People can come in whenever they want. If they can't, it's perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. Now we should be able to kind of look at our distance from the Vortac going towards South Bend. That if we keep that signal and once we're about 50 nautical miles away from the Vortac, we should be able to contact the airport and see if let them know, or they might be on the second page, but we should be able to contact them for our landing. Let them know we're coming in for landing. But I still got another leg of 70 something nautical miles, so we got a little bit of time, Bex, if you got to step out or whatever. If not, it's perfectly fine. If there's things that you gotta take care of, it's all good. You just know Joseph's gonna misbehave as soon as you leave, though, Bex. He's just waiting for you to go, that's all. Okay, if not, it's fine. I'll catch you later. some place, I'm sure. I don't know. It's all good. Do what you got to do. It's fine. Still got 70 something nautical miles to go, so I mean we've been in the air for about an hour now, so it'll probably be at least another half hour, 45 minutes before we land. So let's see, we have 35% fuel left. See, now that's the interesting thing. Last week when I loaded the thing all the way up, we didn't use a lot of fuel. Still, I don't know. Something just seems a bit odd about the fuel today. I don't know. I mean, I think we'll make it with just enough to spare. Let's see, 356. Next heading. Alright, let's, well, we haven't completely intercepted the, because it's right near the airport there. So make sure we kind of try to intercept that as best as possible. Alright, there's the airport. Right there where you see that little doodad coming off the lower part, it kind of, yeah, there's that VOR, the vortac there. So we should have intercepted it. There we go. And then let's get on our next heading. We don't have any other way, anything else to tune in on the oh boy, that was a much longer turn than I really would have. This thing really wants to drift to the right. Right, so now we should see it start to count up from, okay, 2.2, 2.3. All right, so that's good. It's working the way it should. So now we're just looking for that. Once we're about 50 nautical miles or so from the vortac, then we should be able to call in and talk to the airport there in South Bend. Airport there in front of us. I can see the lights blinking for the runway. That must be the farthest runway from that airport that's to our left. Should be able to see that as well. There's another airport there, somewhere off to the left. Might be underneath the clouds there. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out today. Hopefully you're enjoying your Monday morning. Monday afternoon for some folks. There's that. Looks like it down there. Yeah, that's it down there. That looks like a taxiway. There must be another airport somewhere, because I swore I saw runway lights up there. I thought I saw, but maybe I was imagining things. Oh well. Guess we'll see once we get a little bit closer there. Where I think that other airport was. So yeah, nice to see you all here. Thank you all for coming in and spending some time today here on the Equity Sim channel. Appreciate you. There's other airports hidden by the clouds there now, and the wing of the plane. Maybe I just saw something. Oh well. Oh well. And it's not good. I wonder what we're going to get this Thursday in the flight sim. Left turn, Clyde. Hey, Airlock Doc, how are you? Nice to see you here. Yeah, curious to see what happens this week with the marketplace. Hopefully the the countdown is on for the PMDG 737s to finally make it to the in-sim marketplace for the Xbox folks and the DC6. So, yeah, see what happens, how that's gonna work, and hopefully it's gonna be a fantastic product. There's a small airport. It's not major like the one that we just passed. How far have we gone away from 12 nautical miles? Alright, so we got a little bit more to go. We can maybe see, talk to South Bend. Nice to see you here, Airlock Doc. Hopefully things are going well for you. I saw that you that whole you inadvertently deleted some files and whatnot, and you had to reinstall a bunch of stuff. It seemed like that's the one thing that worries me about being on a PC eventually is file management, and sometimes I could be one of the worst people when it comes to stuff like that. I would probably inadvertently delete a lot of stuff and go like, what happened to the... Oh, I gotta download it again. Oh! Deleted partition. That is... Well, at least it's not gone forever. At least you're able to download stuff again. But my luck is years ago I had got a new external hard drive for my laptop, and so I had plugged it in to format it. And I had my other one still plugged in. It reformatted the old one. Oh, ew. Every add-on and utility. Oh man. And then you got to go back in and make any settings. You got to go back in and put that all back together. And that's a long process. But yeah, so I reformatted, and so I lost all these pictures, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I thought when I said format the drive, it was only going to format the new drive, not reformat the old one. So I lost a bunch of stuff, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I was so besides myself. Oh, I, I could have punched myself, honestly. I was just like, you gotta be kidding. Come on, you know better than that. Yeah, that's, oh, I was so mad. And the worst part was I had just spent a weekend at Laguna Seca taking pictures. Like they had a prehistoric weekend or something. Like I had all these pictures I had taken, and bam, like a vast majority of them gone, gone forever. All the raw files I had gone. Couldn't back. I tried to get it to come back on after the reformat. I looked at every way possible that maybe I could recover it. Nope. It was gone. I was so devastated. So yeah, it's. But luckily, if you have a backup, or you're like, oh, I can just download it again, it's not a big deal. Then it's not so bad. But yeah, because what I think I was doing was I got the second one as a backup to my first drive, so that if anything happened, I had a copy basically of everything. Nope. It was yeah, that's the one thing that worries me about getting a PC. Flying the sim on the PC eventually is file management seems to be the number one issue that most simmers have on the PC is, especially with sim updates and, you know, updating add-ons and all kinds of stuff. It's just, yeah, it's easy to lose track of all that. And you hit the one wrong button one time and then bang, that's it. No! And see, I hit the button and then walked away from the laptop. I was just like, oh, I'll let it format. It'll take a few minutes. I can, I'll do something else for a few minutes until it's done. And then when I went to look, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did everything go? And I'm just like, anyway, yeah, that's lesson learned. Yeah, back up, exactly. And that's where I was heading with that with my photography, and then I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if I was distracted or whatever, and I was like, oh, this will be great. It's a larger drive. I'll have more space, and this will be my backup, and then because what I would do is I would have a smaller one that I would travel with, like if I went down to Laguna Seca for a race. That way I could take pictures, put it on there, empty out my memory cards, and then I could, once I got home, I could transfer everything over to the larger drive as a backup, and then do all my editing and stuff from there, and yeah, it was a learning experience, not a one that I would have liked to have had to do, but it is what it is. What can you do? I miss going to Musica. I wish I could be there again this year for the. Or again, I like to go back for the historic races and all that. It's such a fun weekend, and you always see cars that somebody brings something you haven't seen before, and maybe you've read about it and seen pictures of it, but you've never seen it in person. And drivers that are retired, and they just come and do like Bobby Rahals usually shows up there. Somebody will he'll drive somebody's car that weekend, or maybe a couple cars. So you always see drivers that are so yeah. I still have memories of watching Mario Andretti drive his Lotus F1 car that he won the championship in. That was fantastic weekend. I'll never forget that. Really enjoyed that. Stretch my legs here for just a second. Oh. Oops. Joys of keeping a paper bag that, so like when I blow my nose, I have like a little trash bag instead of having to walk to the kitchen or whatever. Of course, if it's in front of me, I stretch my legs, I easily kick it, like I just did. All right, we are 32. We're almost there. Should about another 18 or so nautical miles. We should be able to see if we can talk to South Bend and get our pattern instructions. Thank you all once again, everybody being here and spending some time today with the FB Sunshine. Appreciate it. Whether you're a follower, subscriber, appreciate everybody. I'm going to commit. I'm going to try to commit to Thursday, but it may not be flying Thursday or Friday. I do start physical therapy tomorrow for my arm, so if I stream, it's not going to be flying. I think it's just going to be, it'll probably be Train Sim World 3, just to do something a little different, just to get some streams out there. If it's really, really bad, then I probably will not stream at all, but I'll put something in the Discord if I'm not streaming Thursday or Friday. Probably going to have to get like a heating pad for my arm for the next couple days. I do need to get some more Tylenol for pain relief. So, but I don't know how bad they're going to work me over tomorrow. Shouldn't be too bad, because it's just, I think part of it's just going to be coming up with a plan, stuff I can do at home on my own to get the flexibility back. But it'll probably be a bit of a test as well to see flexibility and kind of just come up with a plan after that tomorrow, but we'll see. It still may be a bit uncomfortable, but maybe just to get some streams out there We'll do some train simming on Thursday and Friday. Let's see. Oops. 37.5. Almost. We're getting there. We can start to lose some altitude now. I think we're close enough to. Oops. There we go. All right. Ooh, that's like we just went nosed over a lot. Oops. All right, let's boy, this thing really wants to drift. I don't know if there's a crosswind, or I'm guessing that's what it is. It must be just be one heck of a crosswind somewhere. But boy, either that or it's just wants to naturally go to the right. It's weird because one minute it wants to go right, next minute it goes left. I don't know. It's got a mind of its own today, folks. There we go. That's good. Yeah, we are going to be close on the fuel. Let's just see if we are close enough to talk. Let's just see. I'm not seeing it at all. A lot of little farm strips out here. Alright, we're just going to leave this page open and it should pop up on its own eventually. There's like one right below us. It looks like a small little farm field there. Yeah, a lot of little fields here. Speaking of Indiana, I did watch the movie Hoosiers last night with I think the guy's name now. Gene Hackman. He's the basketball coach in a little town in Indiana. Gets into the state championship. I like watching it because I'm crush on Barbara Hershey from that movie. Oh, she was so beautiful. Boy, ducked another sneeze. Woo! Sneezy Sneezerton. All right, let's see here. Maybe a little bit closer before we. I think pretty soon we should see it on the list, but I have a feeling it's going to be another one of those things where we're going to have to like wait until we're almost right there before it'll. All right. Yeah, look at all the small fields around there. Well, part of it's fields and part of it is the, I think those are navigation aids. One field out there behind us to our left. This other one. Right there it looks like. Maybe behind the clouds, but what's our fuel situation right now? Yeah, we're going to be really right on the, almost on fumes by the time we go in. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Interesting. So if we're talking to approach already, they got to be within some kind of distance that we should be able to talk to them and tell them we're coming in for landing. All right, let's try this again. Close enough. And see, these are all farm fields. I know. There it is, right there. All right. folks. It's near that time. Oh, there's the oh boy, we gotta dump a lot of altitude now. Let's get some flaps down. All right. All right, folks. There's our pattern right there. Get gotta get a lot of altitude. Dropped here. So what I'm going to try to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go try to kind of come through these clouds right there in front of us and then turn right. Should still be able to line up for our approach. Nope. All right. Once we're on the ground and have the aircraft under control, we'll get back in the chat. So, see you all. I'll catch up with you in just a moment. If you post anything. All right. boy, we're going to be just about on fumes by the time we get there. Going to bleed off a little bit more altitude. Last bit of flat should be a little bit flatter there. Get down just a little bit lower. we go, folks. Little bump. There we go. I'll take it. On behalf of myself and entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to South Bend, Indiana. Local time is 8:43 in the morning. We understand and appreciate that it's the 3rd of April, the first Monday of April. We're glad that you chose to spend some time with us today. Thank you, Joseph. It was all right. I'll let the speed bleed off here naturally. Ah, thank you, Paradox. Appreciate it. I try. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's like learning to fly all over again with the flight stick. It's a new experience, so hopefully I'm going to keep improving with it, and I don't think that's necessarily our taxiway, but we're gonna. All right, there we go. There's that. Our parking assignment. 121.7. Parking, please. Boy, look at that. 19% fuel left. All right. Oh, come on. Oh, please. Now my there we go. Sitting over there, so our parking spot, I see it. No? Yeah, it's just I have this little thumbstick on the top of the flight stick that can control the camera, but boy, if it wants to get stuck, it gets stuck, and it's like trying to get it to work, but that's all right. We're almost there, folks. Yeah, we did pretty good. I think we got here like in an hour, well before the 2.5 hour mark that it said it gave us to do this flight, so Yeah, good stuff. Trying to steer with this thing too is going to take some practice, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. Try to improve our skills. All right. There's that. Let's go ahead and shut down the engines. There we go. We can turn all the lights off now as well. One and battery 2. There we go. Let's see how we did. An hour 37. So we did it in about an hour quicker than they gave us that it estimated the flight time would be. So yeah, not too bad. So anyway, that will do it for today, folks. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, it's quite all right. I'll be back Thursday, unless something happens tomorrow with the physical therapy. We'll do some train sim on Thursday, and then we'll see if I'm how I feel about flying on Friday. If not, we'll do a second day of train simming on Friday. I don't know where or what routes we're gonna do, but we'll do something just to get a stream in. Maybe we'll do a couple trips on one of the routes or something. Who knows? Anyway, do address. Can't talk now. Do enjoy the rest of your Monday morning, afternoon, evening, early Tuesday for some folks already around the world. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot. Until next time, peace. Live long and prosper.